Hey gang, we are out again in the cold to do another fuel range test. Now the first one, like I said, that was worst case scenario. How far can I go if I'm just running hard, wide open throttle most of the way, getting up and down inclines? It's about 26 degrees. I'm wearing some windproofs this time, so hopefully I can stay warm. And this road we're gonna get on here, this is Route 608, and it's kind of paralleling the road that we did last time and the interstate. So this is kind of an option. And this is the kind of road I bought the bike to run on. If I want to run them faster roads, I've got a Continental GT. I'll take that. I don't need to run this thing wide open all the time. It's just that Moto Cult kit is kind of my ace in the hole if I need to pull it out, you know, in emergency cases. So same drill as last time. We're going to run the full main tank empty and see how far we go before we need to hit reserve. We're going to run the reserve out, see how far we get on reserve. We're going to run one fuel bottle and see how far we get on one fuel bottle. Then we'll use the last fuel bottle to get back to the gas station and see how much fuel we used. So let's gear up and get underway. So this is a much flatter road. It kind of follows a river over here and some railroad tracks. So we won't need like stage 4 horsepower for anything, so we can just kind of bimble along, which is why I named the bike Bimble. What I bought it to do. Yes, there's lots of little communities like this along the way. Like I said, if I tour or anything on this bike, this is how I want to do it. Taking the back roads and seeing this kind of stuff. And it is very, very cold. I can't speak unless my visor is open on the helmet, just due to the whistling noise that this helmet makes. And I can't ride for very long with the visor open due to the wind chill. So we might not get a whole lot of footage on this. I just have to record when I stop for adding fuel or switching to reserve. We've only gone 7 miles and I'm freezing. Just a little pull off here where we're at the river. I apologize for my muffled voice. But you can camp all along this river as long as it's not private property. You can find little camp spots and things. So you can see the ice and everything. It is cold. This is the only climb really on this road right here. Okay, there was a big hit. Alright, so we made it up. Now there's a really nice little switchback coming up here. It's going to be a left-hander, but there's driveways at the bottom of it. So there could be gravel in the turn, so I have to take it easy. You can see the road over there. That's where we're going to go around. Yeah, you get gravel from here and there out here on the road, so you don't really want to go screaming around this unless you've scoped it out. And this is the town of Vesuvius. It's not really a town. I guess you'd have to call it one because there's a post office right here, I believe. But there's no stores, no gas stations, anything like that. Or I think that used to be a post office. There is a little diner up here. So I'm going to stop at Gertie's and warm up. Well, we have made it back to the starting point, and I am frozen. My face is frozen. Got our numbers, and I'm going to go home and warm up a little bit, and I'll turn the camera on once we get back to the house so I can discuss what the numbers are. They're much better than they were, also. I'll put it that way. So I don't want to keep you hanging too long. So let's get underway, get back to the house, and warm up and talk about what we did. Well, all right, we have made it back, and I've gotten warmed up a little bit. I even threw on some jammy pants. If you don't like those, take it up with my wife. She buys my wardrobe. All right, so how'd we do? Main tank. This time we did 79 miles. Like I said, running between 35 to 55 miles an hour on a more lackadaisical back road. And that's where I want to be on this bike. On the faster roads, I've got a Continental GT. I'll take that if I want to go fast. This has got, that Moto Cult kit just when I need that extra power. I've got it in the pocket. I can pull it out if I need it, but I'm not going to use it all the time. Reserve. Once we switched to reserve, we went 67 miles on reserve. That gave us a total of 146 miles. So way better than running dang near wide open the whole time. You can see the difference now as to what happens. And that happened with the Himalayan too, and I tested it. On the highway, that thing got into the 40 miles a gallon, and it was bad. And a friend of mine noticed that too. He's got a Himalayan. He texted me, he's like, holy crap, I took my Himalayan on the highway and my gas mileage went in the tank. Yeah, it happens. It happened on the Super Cub as well. Once I went to the fuel bottle, I got 19 miles out of one fuel bottle. So that gives me 38 out of the 2 spares that I'm carrying. What does that make a total of? 146 plus 19. Got to pull out my calculator. So that gives me a total range of 165 miles, which still isn't spectacular, but better than wide open all the time. I'm trying to get Moto Cult to make me another bracket for my spare fuel bag so I can mount the same bag on this side of the bike as well and double my auxiliary fuel. So that'll boost me up to about 80 miles worth of auxiliary fuel on the bike. So hopefully that works out. So there's our fuel ranges. So At worst, we're doing about 51 miles per gallon. At best, what is this? 78.9 miles a gallon. So 78. So 51 versus 78. So worst case scenario, probably darn near best case scenario. Somewhere in between there. So I know kind of what my fuel ranges and things are going to be before I even set out now. I can use these numbers. Depending on, you know, what kind of riding I'm going to be doing, I can lean one way or the other and gauge my fuel economy. So hopefully that was entertaining. We learned a little bit and froze my butt off again. Take care, everybody.